I remember that summer day with painful clarity, the day my world shifted forever. In a moment of searing intensity, I witnessed the unraveling of trust, passion, and pride as my husband, Luis, became entangled with Sherry, a brilliant and passionate enologist whose youth and fire sparked an affair that would forever scar our lives. The very air of our beloved Vineyard, set in the heart of the USA, seemed charged with secrets and unspoken promises, all of which would soon spiral into a scandal threatening everything we had built. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to our channel. I am deeply grateful to all the generous gifters who have supported us along the way. Please take a moment to engage and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your voices mean the world to me. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Elizabeth, a proud American white woman whose life took an unexpected turn when betrayal struck at the core of my marriage. I once believed in the strength and sanctity of love until Luis, my husband and the esteemed owner of our family vineyard, succumbed to temptation. Luis, at 61 years of age, was known for his wisdom, charm, and deep connection to our land. Yet, even the strongest can be swayed. Enter Sherry, a dynamic and passionate 30-year-old enologist whose expertise and vivacity ignited a flame in Luis that I never thought possible. In that moment, as I overheard hushed conversations and witnessed stolen glances across our sprawling estate, I realized that nothing was as it seemed. Our quiet life of tradition and honor was about to be shattered. The painful mix of love, anger, and disbelief would soon set off a chain of events that not only jeopardized our personal lives, but also the legacy of our family business. In the weeks following that fateful summer day, my world began to crumble piece by painful piece. Every morning, I woke with a sense of dread, unsure of what secrets the day might bring. The air in our once beloved vineyard now carried an undercurrent of tension and suspicion. I started noticing small details: a quiet phone call behind closed doors, Luis' lingering gaze toward the east wing of the estate, and hushed whispers that faded away as soon as I approached. One chilly evening, I overheard a conversation between Luis and an unknown caller while I was tidying the study. My heart pounded as I listened to his gentle, yet evasive tone. "Yes, Sherry will be here tonight," he murmured, almost as if he were confessing a secret even to himself. In that moment, every doubt I had slowly turned into a painful certainty. I felt betrayed not only by the man I had loved for decades, but by the life we had built together. Unable to keep the turmoil bottled up any longer, I confronted him the next morning. Sitting at our worn oak dining table, I asked in a trembling voice, "Luis, is it true? Are you seeing Sherry?" His eyes darted away, and after a long silence, he replied in a barely audible tone, "I never meant to hurt you, Elizabeth." The words stung like a lash across my soul. "But you did hurt me," I whispered, tears welling in my eyes. "I trusted you, and now I feel like I've lost everything." That conversation was the beginning of a slow and agonizing process. I started noticing more evidence: a lipstick-stained scarf left in the guest room, late-night phone calls, and secret meetings arranged under the cover of darkness. I often found myself alone, rereading old letters and recalling happier times when love seemed unbreakable. Now, those memories only served as a painful reminder of the trust that had been shattered. As I wandered through our sprawling vineyard, I could feel the weight of every broken promise. Every vine, every row of grapes seemed to whisper of betrayal and lost dreams. In these moments of solitude, I tried to understand how a life built on commitment could unravel so completely, leaving behind nothing but bitterness and sorrow. My trust had been eroded, and the woman I once knew was now struggling to reclaim her strength in the face of relentless heartbreak. The truth I had unearthed earlier was only the tip of a dangerous iceberg. In the following weeks, I found myself caught in a maze of secrets, lies, and half-truths. Every whispered conversation in the corridors of our home, every unexpected late-night call, deepened the mystery of Luis and Sherry's affair. One cool evening, as I was sorting through old family albums in the study, I stumbled upon a series of photographs I had never seen before. There, tucked away in a dusty corner of our attic, were pictures of Luis and Sherry laughing together in a secluded spot by the vineyard. The smiles on their faces were genuine, yet hauntingly out of place. My heart pounded as I recalled the hushed conversations I had overheard. It was in that moment that I decided to confront Luis once more, demanding the full truth. "Luis, why have you hidden these pictures from me?" I asked, my voice trembling with a mix of anger and sorrow. He looked away, his face a mask of guilt and regret. "Elizabeth, there are things you don't understand," he murmured, avoiding my gaze. "It wasn't planned, and it isn't just about passion. I never meant for it to go this far." His words only deepened the chasm between us, leaving me more lost than before. In a surprising twist that rocked our already fragile world, a letter arrived addressed to me from a lawyer. Inside, I discovered that Sherry was not only intimately involved with Luis, but was also carrying his child, a secret neither Luis nor Sherry had mentioned. Shock, anger, and disbelief coursed through me. How could the person I trusted so implicitly, the man who built our life together, have orchestrated such a betrayal? The revelation sent ripples through our family, and the hidden life they had created together became an explosive secret, one that would forever alter our future. The lies had grown too deep, and every secret, every hidden detail, now threatened to shatter the remnants of our once happy home. The news of Luis' affair and Sherry's unexpected pregnancy spread like wildfire, igniting a storm that no one in our small community could ignore. Rumors filled every corner of the town and even reached the ears of influential local figures. One chilly morning, I found myself standing in front of our once proud vineyard, feeling the weight of judgment from neighbors and old friends. The whispers were constant, in grocery stores, at church, and even among the workers who had known our family for years. One afternoon, as I prepared to confront the growing chaos, I received a call from Marcia, our longtime family friend. Her voice trembled with concern as she said, "Elizabeth, the media has caught wind of everything. They're calling it a scandal of our lifetime." I could hear the pain in her words, a mix of pity and disbelief at the betrayal that had shattered our family's honor. Soon enough, local newspapers published harsh editorials condemning Luis' actions. The scandal was no longer confined to our home. It had erupted into a public spectacle. At a community meeting that evening, angry voices filled the room. "How could you bring shame upon our town?" shouted one neighbor, while another demanded, "Where's the accountability?" Luis, as the owner of this vineyard, had a duty to uphold our traditions. Amidst the chaos, Luis tried to defend himself, pleading, "I never intended to hurt anyone. I was lost, and I made a terrible mistake." His voice, however, was drowned out by the chorus of disapproval and heartache from everyone around us. The fallout from his betrayal was not just a personal tragedy. It was a scandal that threatened to tear apart the very fabric of our community and our family's legacy. The public humiliation, the harsh judgment, and the piercing isolation left me questioning not only the future of our vineyard, but also the fate of our once unbreakable family bond. In the weeks and months following the public scandal, life as I knew it transformed into a journey of self-discovery and resilience. The aftermath of Luis' betrayal and the revelation of Sherry's secret left deep scars, but it also forced me to rebuild who I was. I found solace in quiet moments among the vines, where nature's calm reminded me that healing, like the seasons, was inevitable. The days were long and sometimes lonely. I had to face harsh judgments from the community and overcome my own feelings of worthlessness. Yet, amid the despair, I discovered an inner strength I never knew I possessed. With every sunrise over the vineyard, I began to learn that pain could be a teacher. I sought counseling, surrounded myself with true friends, and slowly began to reimagine a future where I was more than a victim of betrayal. One rainy afternoon, while reviewing old ledgers in the quiet office of the vineyard, Luis came to me one last time. His eyes, heavy with regret, pleaded for forgiveness. "Elizabeth, I know I have hurt you beyond measure. I want to fix things," he said. I listened quietly before replying, "I must learn to forgive, not for you, but for me. I must move forward." Those words, simple yet powerful, marked a turning point. I realized that redemption lay in accepting my own worth and in embracing a new chapter of self-love and independence. Slowly, the community began to see the real me, a resilient woman who refused to be defined by past mistakes. I made plans to rebrand the vineyard, infusing it with new energy and a focus on healing and growth. The family business, once a symbol of shattered trust, transformed into a beacon of hope and renewal. Thank you for following my story through these turbulent times. I truly appreciate every one of you for listening and supporting me. Please drop your comments about this journey, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your engagement helps me keep sharing these real, raw stories.